Last week, the Broken Arrow Police Department started a new push to get answers in a cold case where there is little to no evidence found at the scene as to what happened and why. Joining me tonight to speak unedited about the case is Broken Arrow Police Chief Lance Arnold. While he was here, I did want to catch up on some upcoming Christmas events in his community you can also take part in. Back on the program is Broken Arrow Police Chief Lance Arnold to speak unedited. You guys have reopened a cold case. Would you call it a cold case even though it was just a few years ago?
We would call it a cold case only because it's really one that truly is cold. No leads even when it happened. Very bizarre circumstances, something unusual for Broken Arrow. A 72-year-old widow, Linda Davenport, someone broke into her home, committed murder, and really don't have many leads then, and we have less now. As technology evolves, we continue to try to investigate that case and send in more evidence for testing and things like that. But it truly is a cold case for us.
Is it frustrating that it got to the point where it was like, we've got nothing?
It's always frustrating. I mean, you always want justice for victims, and you certainly want to hold people accountable for their actions. And so anytime that you have something truly where there's not any leads, where there's the crime doesn't make sense to us. You know, we released last week to your station, in fact, that, no high value property was taken or anything like that. It seems like truly a senseless crime from an unknown perpetrator.
How much? Let's say I may have seen something. How much is it like I saw a guy or a car, or do I have to have something specific to call?
No, it's all important. Okay. Anything, even if you think it is insignificant. So after we aired some stories with Fox 23 last week, we immediately started getting some tips in. And some of them may be tips we've already had, but they may be a different perspective, or they may just be something that we can pursue further, just a tad bit more information. So really anything that somebody believes that they saw or that they have information, even the weeks leading up to it in November of 21, any of that information is helpful to us.
Chief, it is a busy week for y'all. On the happier side, you have lots of Christmas events.
We do.
Let's talk about what is happening with y'all on the Christmas
Broken
side.
Arrow is known for Christmas, and so I got to give a shout out to visitbrokenarrowok.com because that gives the rundown of our events. But every Tuesday we have our holiday market in the Rose District, and then this Friday we have our carols and cocoa in the Rose District, followed by Rudolph Run on Saturday and our Winter Wonderland at New Orleans Square on Saturday as well in the afternoon. So it's always a busy time in BA, but especially during the Christmas time.
I know you do have your Cops and Kids program. How important is, what is, I imagine the goal, yes, the presents are great, but I have often heard about it's shaping the image of the police in the child's eyes. Is that correct?
Well, it is. It's certainly establishing and strengthening that relationship. But I'll tell you, it has a more profound effect on our officers and our staff that's involved. We've done this program for more than 30 years, really before a lot of other departments and people were doing it. And so it's something that our Citizens Police Academy alumni are behind, our Fraternal Order of Police are behind. But it's as profound on those families. What we often see, Rick, and something that's heartbreaking every year is we get these kids, about 20 every year. We take them on a shopping spree. They're more concerned about getting gifts for their parents and their relatives than they are for themselves. And that happens every single year, and it leaves such a profound impact on all of our people.
Is there a way we could help on any of these events you're doing?
Well, we've got that one covered, and we always appreciate it. But we always are willing to take donations. We run across families that are in need throughout the holidays, and certainly we have willing people that we can take donations from and find really good homes for anything like that. Our fire department's also doing a campaign right now, and so there are plenty of ways. Toys for Tots exists and all that kind of stuff. Our community supports us in so many things. We just had an event this last weekend that our community supported us by giving us over 200 backpacks to pass out in the community. So they're always great, but we're always willing to take those kinds of things and redistribute them to needy families.
Well, I've got you, and I've got some time. What do the holidays look like for y'all? Do you bring extra people on staff, or is that tough, protecting families while we're together, y'all are working?
Right. It's definitely part of the profession and part of what we know is coming. And so, but no, our staff is deeply committed to making Broken Arrow safe to shop and to visit, have friends come by, come see Raymond Lights, all those things that happen. And we do bring extra people in, and we have people around our retail districts, obviously, to keep those areas safe. We get a lot more DUIs this time of year, so that certainly is something that we're getting the message out about. But more than that, our officers are deeply committed to serving our community, and that means serving them during the holidays as well. And so our police families need to, we need to think of them and realize that a lot of times during the holiday season they're home alone, or they're celebrating Christmas and their loved ones at work. But there's a lot of professions that do that, but our people are committed, and we just are always happy to serve.
Back on the cold case, if I've got information, who do I call? Your non-emergency number? Or?
Well, so I was going to tell you, Micah Mooney is one of the detectives that's in charge of that. Back to the broadcast that you guys did, or our Facebook page, you can find her contact information. If you can't find it, you can call her non-emergency number and ask for Detective Mooney, voicemail, an email. She prefers those come directly to her, and this is an active investigation for us.
Thank you so much for stopping by, Chief.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.